Under new government plans, migrants who cross the Channel to the UK in small boats will be flown 4,000 miles away to Rwanda in East Africa. Boris Johnson says his new border policy would deter illegal crossings and break the smugglers' business model.
If you risk other people's lives in the Channel, you risk spending your own life in prison. People who do make it to the UK will be taken not to hotels at vast public expense, rather they will be housed in accommodation centres like those in Greece, with the first of these to open shortly. But we will need to go further in breaking the business model of these gangs. So from today, our new migration and economic development partnership will mean that anyone entering the UK illegally, as well as those who have arrived illegally since January the 1st, may now be relocated to Rwanda.
He's described this as a humane move, but acknowledged that he does expect to be challenged in the courts. Asked about Rwanda's human rights record, he insisted that it's a very different country from what it was, although human rights organisations have disagreed. The Rwandan government is expected to receive £120 million as part of the partnership. The Home Secretary, on a visit to Rwanda, said illegal migrants could relocate and rebuild their lives in Rwanda.
And those who are resettled will be given the support, including up to 5 years of training with the help of integration, accommodation, healthcare, so that they can resettle and thrive. This agreement fully complies with all international and national law.
So far this year, it's estimated that more than 5,000 migrants have crossed the Channel illegally, including 600 who arrived on Wednesday. Boris Johnson says this number will continue to grow. He's faced backlash for his plans, with some organisations calling them inhumane. There are concerns over the ethics and the efficacy of the scheme.
The Israelis did this with the Rwandans. The Australians did it with neighbouring nation states, Papua New Guinea. And the results of both those attempts were actually to not stop people making dangerous journeys, to just cause them significant harm and distress.
And a Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, says it's just a distraction from the Prime Minister being fined over Downing Street parties.
The true aim of this is just to distract from the law-breaking of the Prime Minister. And that's why I say it shows that he's got no answers, he's got no grip, he's got no shame. It's a desperate announcement, unworkable, extortionate, and Britain really does deserve better than this.
Well, politically, it's not just opposition parties who are criticising the move. Earlier, Conservative MP Tobias Ellwood was speaking to Radio 4, and he said that the announcement is just a massive distraction from Partygate. But turning to Boris Johnson's speech earlier, it's worth noting that he said that the technique of turning boats back in the sea would be dangerous except under extremely limited circumstances, but that he is still in dialogue with the EU and France to come up with a returns agreement. But in the meantime, he said that the Rwandan scheme is needed. Now, while he was making this announcement, it appeared to be that some Channel migrants actually crossed and were brought into Dover in Kent. This is a very difficult situation and one that the Prime Minister is likely to be focusing on more, especially as he'll maybe be thinking that this is an issue that will resonate with voters ahead of those local elections in May. Jane Werrell, NTD News, London.